Hello, everybody. Happy June. I cannot believe it's already June. All right, so this quick recording and training is going to be on how to generate a lot of sales for the month of June. So let's say some of you have got a big goal and you've got some catching up to do, whether you're finishing sales quarter, maybe you're way behind on your star, or you just want to have a phenomenal June. My one suggestion is not don't put all your eggs in one basket. So I'm going to give you 5 or 6 ideas of ways to generate sales, and I suggest that you take advantage of as many of these as you can because the more you do, the easier it'll get for you. All right, so the number one is more philanthropic, and those are chemo care packages or love boxes for domestic violence shelters. So, chemo care packages, I reach out to a local independent oncology place where you can get chemotherapy here in my town. And I contacted them and I said, I'm with Mary Kay Cosmetics. I actually drove down there because I figured I'd rather introduce myself in person. And I took her a little goodie bag. And I basically just said, I lost my sister 15 years to go to cancer. It touches dear to my heart and I'd love to make, and I brought a prototype. I said, I'd love to bring gifts for everybody getting chemotherapy here. I said, these come from donations from people in the community. I'm assuming that's okay with you because they're free. And she goes, oh my God, we'd love those. And I said, okay, so in them now is going to be a set of satin lips. This is just what I'm doing. The complete set of satin lips, which is now 24, and an unscented hand cream. Their hands and their lips and their body is so dry. All of our body care is fragrant, so I don't really have an option to put any body care in there right now. But we're doing this satin lip set and the hand cream. So I'm working with different organizations telling them that they can sponsor 3 patients for $99. So if they give me a $100 check, that's 3 gifts. So that means I'm obviously not making any money on this. That's what I'm telling them. Again, you can do what you want, but I'm telling them that I'm basically all the money I'm collecting, I'm rolling into product and delivering those. So I got 6x9 cello bags from my girlfriend's house, but you can use whatever source you want, Amazon or whatever. And I put in there the satin lips and the hand cream. And then I put an inspirational card that has a poem on one side. And on the back of the poem, it says, when you're feeling stronger and healthy, please reach out to me for a free hydrating, pampering facial. And it has my name and my phone number on it. Now, I never expect anybody to reach out to me to thank me. I'm not really there to sell them anything, but I do want to let them know that if they did want to be pampered, they could. So I mentioned this in my networking group, and one of the women got up and walked up to me and she said, I'd like to write you a $400 check. And I was like, wow. I said, Jessica, thank you so much. She goes, yeah. She goes, I lost my aunt, I was really close to, I lost her to cancer. And then later that night, I happened to be at a chamber mixer and I was talking to one of the gentlemen and I told him about this thing. And he goes, you know what? I'd love to write you a check for $500. I lost my sister to cancer. So 2 businesses wrote me checks for a total of $900. Now, what I do with that money is I roll all of it into satin lips and hand creams. And I did say to Larry, the guy in the one of the businesses, I said, you just bought, I can't remember how many it was, 20 whatever sets. So I said, can you give me enough business cards? So for the ones that Jessica, the attorney, sponsored, she got 10 packages. So in the package is the satin lips, the hand cream, the inspirational card, my business card, and then her business card because her business paid for it. So that's a great way to generate volume of sales. Plus, it's philanthropic. You can also tax write off your percent of what you're donating, if that makes sense. All right. So let's take a slight twist of that. What about domestic violence? I guarantee you there's a shelter in your county. So reach out to them and let them know that you would like to provide care boxes. Now, often when people get to the shelter, they are putting their belongings in a bag. So they love the thick, hard boxes. So I ordered extras of these on section 2. You can get this beauty box, the one with the lips all over it. And I believe these are 5 for $5. They're section 2, unfortunately. And in there, I put packing peanuts and a little bit of shred. And in the ones for the shelter, I'm doing micellar water and a mascara and a strip of skincare because micellar water, in case they have nothing to wash their face with, I don't know what skin type they have. And then I figured mascara, everyone would love the mascara, it makes them feel a little pretty. But if you've got a lot of lipsticks in your inventory, you'd rather do lipstick. The problem is that the shelter is going to store some of these. If you donate 25 and they only have, let's say, 16 women at the shelter, they're going to need to store these, which is why I like to provide the box. And in there, of course, you can put an inspirational card, and whoever pays for those, again, their business card. So I don't want to get into all the schematics of how to do it. Just know that these are all options too. All right, let's talk about another thing. Skincare sets right now are 55% off. The Miracle Set, the Clear Proof, and the Mary Kay Skincare. So what if you did a trash and treasure event at your home? If people can't do it at your home, I suppose you could do it virtually, but the whole point of Trash and Treasure is they bring their other brands, their Mac, their CoverGirl, their Drunk Elephant, their art, whatever the brand is that they're buying, right? And they trade it in for the Mary Kay equivalent. Now, my goal this seminar year, this next seminar year, is to get I know it's a big goal, every one of my customers on skincare, like 100%. So I'm looking at some of my customers that are not on skincare, and I might say, hey, I'm having a trash and treasure. It's called a summer clean out. Go clean out your bathroom. And I'm going to really do it at my house because I can serve wine or do whatever. But for every item they bring, they get to trade in and get the Mary Kay equivalent and you get to do whatever discount you want. If you really want people to show up, I would do 30% off. So I'd say if you want a new summer lipstick, grab 4 or 5 lipsticks at home, non-Mary Kay lipsticks that you don't love, and trade them in. And so then I talked to my customers seriously. I said, if your husband is not using skincare, bring some form of a cleanser and a moisturizer that he uses. If you don't like the cologne he wears, bring the cologne that you hate and trade it in for one that you love. If do you have a cologne you don't like? So I really want them to go in their bathrooms and bring me body care, shower gels, lotions, their mascaras. I want them to bring me their eyeliners, their lip liners, their lipstick, their lip gloss. But more importantly, I'll say to some of mine that I know are not on skincare, I'll say, gosh, you know what? It would be so cool for you to get that repair set really, really cheap. I think if you could bring me a day cream and a night cream and a cleanser and an eye cream, anything that lifts or tones, a toning serum, a lifting serum, anything that will firm or tone your skin, I'm going to give you the whole repair set at the box price minus 30%. So that's another 60 some odd dollars off the repair. So yes, it screws up your reorders for the next month, but gang, if you get the old product out of their bathroom and you're sending them home with Mary Kay. And I also tell them that I might also give away like a brush set and a roll up, like $100. I'll put together like $100 spa basket that'll have like a roll up, a brush set, maybe a compact or something. I don't know, filled with 10 eyeshadows of their choice or whatever. And then what I'm going to do is for every item they bring, I'm going to put their name on the back of just those little carnival tickets, like the 2-part tickets, and say, well, if you bring me 8 items, you're going to get 8 tickets. If you bring me 15 items, you get 15 tickets. And then I'll draw one ticket winner to get the big spa basket. So what I will tell you is women love coming to this. And so you need to give them some ideas. Say, hey, if you've bought acne skincare for your kids or your teens and it's not working, bring that. If you've got a charcoal mask or masks at home you don't like, bring that. If you ever bought one of those eye patch things, bring those. Like, literally send them a catalog and say, this is what Mary Kay makes. If you have any of this in your bathroom of other brands, bring it. You will absolutely die when you see how old product is that people bring. It is unbelievable that they bring stuff they've had for 15 or 20 years underneath their bathroom counter. So that's another way to have bigger volume sales. Another way, honestly, is doing faces. I know you're like, Diane, that's not an original idea. And I get it, but I will tell you, putting product on faces. So one of the things I had a lot of fun with, and I don't think that I even have it handy here, is that little square thing. You know, the little squares, it says like dog mom, loves DIY. Oh, here it is. So I'm just going with this one still. It says like nurse, straight hair, dog mom, wedding coming up soon, loves Disney, moved recently, traveled overseas, Amazon shopper. So you just take this and you say, I have committed. So what you want to do is find a buddy. I'm not kidding you. Find an accountability, and somebody who's going to hold you accountable. Okay. So I've got 2 colleagues that I'm doing this with. Whoever has the least squares done at the end of the month has to buy lunch for the other one. So I'm not going to lose. So I'm competitive enough with myself that I'm not going to lose. So I did a facial the other day and I handed this to the gal with a pencil and I said, could you write your name in 5 squares of squares that would describe you? So she did. Then I did a double facial the next day and I handed a pencil to those ladies. I said, do you mind putting your name or initials in whatever 5 squares? So some squares already have 2 or 3 names in them, but some of the squares have none or one name. So that at the end of the month, I'm just going to go back and, I won't wait till the end of the month, but I'll wait like 2 weeks and then I literally will color in a bunch of it and I will use this. Now, what's fun about this is it's kind of a weenie way to ask for referrals. So when I did this facial, the other gal to a gal who's new here, I said, Rand, I really need your help. I said, who do you know who has a tattoo? Who do you know who's more indoorsy? Who do you know who's addicted to coffee? Who do you know who lives with teenagers? And she's like, so she was looking at this and she goes, I do have a new neighbor that just told me she got engaged. I said, oh my gosh, can you ask her if it's okay if you give me her name and number? And she did. And so again, it's people will say, I don't know anybody who wants a facial. And then you ask them to help you with this. And they go, oh, I know somebody who loves Disney. Here's her name and number. Or say to your girlfriend, offer her a half off shopping spree if she'll gather some women. And that leads me into my last idea, which is pick your five top customers. Now, some of you probably have hundreds of customers, and some of you who are listening to this say, I only have five customers. Okay. So you're going to take those five customers and you're going to say this to them, say, I'm in a goal to sell. I don't like to use the word sell, to be honest with you, but you could do it by items. You could say, I'm in a challenge to sell 61 items in honor of Mary Kay's 61st. This is our 61st year in the business. And say so, or you could say, I'm in a challenge to do 61 faces, whatever you want to do, and say, but here's what's important. Say, can I borrow your face? That's one of the phrases you want to use. And then you want to use another phrase that says, can I count on you? So I'm using those phrases to just say to people like Katie, one of my really good customers. I said, Katie, I need your help. And she says, what's up? And I said, well, I'm in this challenge with this face thing. Okay. And I took a picture of this and I texted it to her and I said, first of all, I need to know what square could I do. Now I haven't facialed her in 5 years. She just keeps buying from me all the time. Do you know how much product we've launched in the last 5 years? A ton. And she keeps buying repair and the same like 8 items over and over again, which I'm grateful for, but there's a lot of stuff that's new. And she works from home, so she doesn't do much makeup. I said, Katie, I need your help. You're really well connected in your community, and I need help with getting these squares filled out. So here's what you can do for me. I said, if you will have 3 to 5 ladies come to your house, I'm going to give you a half off shopping spree. Now remember, she loves Mary Kay. I said, I'm going to give you a $150 shopping spree at half price by getting 4 to 5 of your girlfriends together. Now, that doesn't have anything to do with whether they purchase. If they do purchase, you're also going to get 10% of the sales of the party in free stuff. So you should be able to stock up because she always buys repair for me like every 3 or 4 months. She buys just a whole other box set. So again, it's a great way. So your customers will do it, one, to help you. Two, if they get something, it's like, what's in it for them? That's what they want to know, right? And then when you do the trash and treasure event, if you do that summer trade-in thing, I would, with Father's Day coming, I would definitely say, hey, does your guy need sunscreen? Does your guy have a fragrance you don't like? Do you really want him to get on skincare? Bring me whatever he washes his face with. And I can't tell you how many of my clients will say, oh, my husband washes his face with his shampoo. Like they literally go like this and then go like this. And I'm just like, oh no. And then again, the teen line. So the trash and treasure event is a lot of fun. You could also, if you've been in the business for a while, you could have a pink sale table. So let's say you do an event at your house, like a makeover thing. You could even do a face-a-thon. I haven't done that in a couple of years. I did it right after COVID, so probably 2022. And I had an event at my house, and I told them that I was having a face-a-thon, and I had to do 30 faces in a day, and I had 12 slots on the first time. 12, I always wanted to shoot big, right? 12 slots at 10 a.m., 12 slots at 1, and then 12 slots at 4 o'clock. And the 4 o'clock one, we were also going to do skincare and makeup. The 1 o'clock or the 10 o'clock and the 1 o'clock were skincare and just like charcoal mask. And I said, so once I booked a person for one of the slots, I said, now I need to know if I can count on you because I said, I am not going to miss this goal. And they go, no, Diane, you can count on me. And I said, great. Who can you bring that I don't know? Now, here's one last little tip I'm going to share with you. How women know you is what they're going to invite. So if we're family, your natural instinct is to invite the rest of the family, but I already know the rest of the family. So instead, if I don't know you from work, but you work, right? Then I'm going to say to you, gosh, you know what, Lori, could you invite some of your coworkers? Or let's say I know you from church. Your natural instinct is say, well, I can invite other gals from church, but what if I already know everybody at church? Now, if I'm new to the church, that's great. Invite everyone from church. But it's a natural instinct that women, however they know you, is how they're going to invite others. So family wants to invite more family. Coworker wants to invite more coworkers. So it's by power of suggestion. If you just say, gosh, Lori, I know we work together, but I was hoping you could introduce me to some of your family and some neighbors. And she's like, oh, of course I can do that. Or if your family say, hey, can you invite me to your neighbors and your coworkers? So however you know them, just suggest a different way and they'll help you. And the last idea is the silent hostess. Find somebody who loves something. Like I've got a couple clients that love satin hands, like Jennifer, one of my customers. She orders it probably 3 times a year, a full set. And so if I said to Jennifer, how would you like to get a set for free? All you've got to do is sell 5 sets for me and I'll give you yours for free. Now you could say sell 4 sets and you get yours at half off, but you sell that 5th set, you get it for free. Well, if they're going to get all the way to 4 and you're making 38 or however much they are, 36, 38, you're making that profit on those 4. Yes, you give her hers for free, but she's going to get you, and you give her paper receipts and have her fill out the paper receipt and just take a deposit. So she's going to turn back into you the slips and you're going to fill the orders. So if you think about this, if you had 5 people doing this for you, maybe one loves micellar water, maybe one loves microderm, maybe one loves satin hands. That's like having little silent hostesses, but they're all going to bring you back leads. And let's say one lady only sells 3. She says, "Oh, Diane, I'm so bummed for you. I only sold 3 satin hands." That's still 3 new leads for me. I'm still going to give her her satin hand set at half price. Okay. So I'm just telling you, it's another way. It's like having little worker bees out working for you. So you guys can incorporate any or all of these ideas. And I am going to share with you, I went down to the Dollar Tree and I got these really, really heavy glass Stein mugs. I don't know if you guys can see what's in here, but I got a bag of blue shred and a bag of white shred. And I made 3 different sets. I have to close this bag up. So this is the one that has all 3 of the men's in it. It has the moisturizer, the cleanser, and the shave cream. And so this set is the most expensive. This is 70. Then I have one that has the little charcoal mask, from the set that we used to have, these little ones. I just took the charcoal mask out and I'm selling the cleanser, the moisturizer with a mini charcoal mask. I'm selling that for 60. And this is 70. And then the one with the mineral sunscreen is 80. So you just do these sets with these really heavy, I don't want to call it a beer stein, but whatever this is, a mug, big glass mug for the guys. And I'm taking these to my networking groups tomorrow and I'm taking orders. I say, I just need a $20 deposit and the rest on delivery. Because my goal is to sell 15 sets of men's skincare in the next 3 days. So you guys have fun in June, because if you're having fun, you'll sell a lot. You'll be super successful. Thanks for listening.